I promise you that this is not clickbait. I know it's a weird thumbnail and a even spookier, dumb title, but I promise you this isn't one of those confessions where, it's very dramatic and there's a huge apology and you feel like, you got slapped in the face for watching it. I promise, stick around. I'm going to make this worth your while. This could be probably one of the most important videos I ever make. I don't even know if YouTube's going to let me keep it up. I have no idea. But I'm going to share something that I hope will inspire you and really give you a new perspective on a lot of things. So just stick around. Trust me, I'll make it worth your time. So let's just jump into it. The title says I screwed up, and the thumbnail is even maybe more dramatic. And I'm sorry, I know it's kind of silly. I did screw up, and I wanted to talk about it. I want to share something that's really, really personal to me, and I'm hoping that this will inspire you. And so there's not a lot of editing going on here. I'm just going to really just spill my guts here and do this kind of live, if you will. You see, I talk a lot about, kind of inner game and mental well-being on my channel. If you don't know this, I truly believe that is something that you cannot separate. It's not disparate from your success in business, your success online, your success in your career, and your profession. And so it just means a lot to me to talk about this. And since this is May 1st as I'm recording this, and it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I think it's really, I don't know, something about the timing of this. I never do videos like this. You guys know me. I don't do videos like this. But I don't know, I just felt inspired and I wanted to share something really deeply personal because, I talk about a lot of things on my channel, and I, speak from an ethos of, over 2 decades of experience, but I'm also a human being. And I feel like sometimes we see these, content creators, business owners, or, we see these flashy Instagram profiles or what have you, and we kind of compare that to ourselves, and we see a really huge disconnect, and we see an almost disproportionate, highly exaggerated imbalance. So here's what I'm going to tell you. This is where I screwed up and why, I titled this way in the thumbnail. It says I'm an a-hole. There's nobody on planet Earth that I respect more, that I'm in awe of more, that I have more reverence for than my amazing, unbelievably patient, and just life-saving wife. My wife is everything to me. Without her, I'd be absolutely goose egg, zero, and that's a capital F fact. And I love this woman with every fiber of my being. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary in September. We've been dating for a couple of years before that, and our 10 years coming up really soon. And this happened really recently. I'm a complete a-hole, and I'm not excusing my behavior. I just want to say this right off the bat. I'm not excusing my behavior. But this is what happened. My son, who I love, Samuel, who's 9 years old, I felt, and it doesn't even matter. It was over my son, not respecting me or something. I'm sure all you parents can relate to this. I don't want to get into that, but I proceeded to say a lot of things that I couldn't even believe they were coming out of my mouth. Just atrocious things, awful things. There's literally no excuse for my behavior. And I even continued that through text messaging. I left the house to go for just a walk, and I continued to say these awful things to my wife that I can never take back. And, this woman, this amazing, unbelievable woman, in her infinite wisdom and in her infinite patience, chose to forgive me when I apologized. And the reason I'm saying this and talking about this, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details. It was basically me just being a complete jerk. And there's no excuse for my behavior. I'm not looking for any excuse. But I don't know, I just felt inspired to share this with you. Obviously it doesn't make me look good, but I wanted to just share this with you because maybe this is the best way I can put it. In the words of one of my favorite authors, Walt Whitman, who, if you've never read Leaves of Grass, it'll absolutely change your life. It's one of the best books of all time. You can get it for free at the library. Sometimes, the saying is true. The best things in life are free. And there's a beautiful line, and I think this is what sparked me coming on here to create this video, where he says, "Do I contradict myself? Yes, I contain multitudes." What does that mean? Do I contradict myself? Yes, I contain multitudes. Basically, what he's saying is that we're all human. None of us are perfect. We've got different moods. We've got different attitudes. We've got red, hot. We've got wisdom. We've got stupidity. We've got acts of righteousness and divinity. And we also have acts of atrociousness and acts of just vileness in our system. And that the balance of those two, the reconciliation of those two, is really worth endeavoring upon in this thing called life. And maybe that's something that never ever gets reconciled, but it's the pursuit of that reconciliation that is really noble, and it's a worthy cause. And it's worth me sharing this experience with you, so that hopefully you know that when you make mistakes and when you do atrocious things and stupid things, that it's not the end of the world. It doesn't define you, that you contain multitudes. There's more to you than you'll ever understand. You're multifaceted. You're not a one-dimensional individual. Get your comments all the time, like, my relationship, Nez, I feel like people expect this from me. There's pressure from me. If I go and actually hit that record button and create content, I've got all these haters and all these people judging me, and my audience expects a certain thing from me. I totally get that. And the reason I'm sharing this is because, look, the thing that's stopping you more than anything is this feeling that, you have to always be performing at your best, and that you have to always present this pristine perfection type of image or type of presentation, or being even. It doesn't even have to do with content. Sometimes it has to do with being around friends or neighbors or family or your in-laws. You feel this external pressure that I always have to be a certain way or else. That is unsustainable. It's impossible. Perfection does not exist. And I also get your comments all the time saying, Nez, you must have the best life. Nez, you must be so happy. Nez, you're always sharing amazing, inspirational things. I love those comments. Those comments mean the world to me. But can I be an a-hole sometimes? Absolutely. Do I fail? Almost every day. Do I make mistakes? Yes, every single day. Those mistakes don't define me. I am not my mistakes. Am I excusing my behavior? I know I'm going to get some comments saying, boy, you're a jerk. I can just, you made your wife feel terrible or all these things. I expect that. Like, believe me, I'm on your side. But, there are people wiser than me, thank God. And my wife is infinitely wiser than me, as I've said before. And in her infinite wisdom, she knows what Whitman knows. The great artist, the great bard, the great American bard, that we contain multitudes, that we have different moods, different attitudes. We have the angry wolf and the peaceful wolf inside us. And if you find yourself, making mistakes, maybe in relationships, in your business, in your life, with your family, with your friends, with your close loved ones, it's not the end of the world, is my point. And don't beat yourself up. And try to come with grace. Try to come with forgiveness. Not for yourself, but show that empathy and show that love for your family and your loved ones. And approach them with humility. And beautiful things can happen. Because if you're truly around the people who know you best, they know you better than you even know yourself. And I'm here to tell you that I've made a ton of mistakes. I've been an a-hole in the past. But it's not what defines me. It's not who I am. And you can actually move on. That mistakes don't have to impede your progress. That mistakes don't have to haunt you. The past is the past. And the future is bright, depending on how you look at it. I hope you find that. I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments down below if that makes sense. I feel really, to be honest with you, I feel super nervous and I'm kind of sweating right now. I don't know if you can see that. I'm kind of sweating right now because I don't even know if I should publish this video. Yeah, I don't know if I deserve to even have your attention right now, because I feel so unbelievably blessed, but yet awful at the same time. Blessed because I've got a wife who's the most amazing human being on planet Earth, but awful at the same time because my guilt is choking me. And so it's something that I'm going to have to deal with, and something I'm going to have to reconcile. There's that reconciliation again. And the pursuit of that reconciliation is a good thing. It's a worthy cause. So what's this mean for you? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make tons of mistakes. You're going to fail. You're going to fail over and over again. There's not one successful human being that I know that has gotten to where they are without failing. It's inevitable that you're going to experience pain in life, but suffering is a choice. It's how you interpret those mistakes. It's how you look at those mistakes. And do you let it defeat you? Do you let it define you? Or do you look at that mistake and say, you know what? I made a terrible mistake. I'm going to do everything in my power to reconcile this with not only the people around me, but with myself. And the pursuit of that is a beautiful thing. And the more you shift your attitude and you shift your perspective, forgiveness comes, grace comes, and forgiveness is the light. Forgiveness is one of the most beautiful acts another human being can express to another. And in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, in honor of how much I talk about this on my channel, I just hope you glean something from this. I hope you got some kind of motivation or inspiration. Oh, wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. I've got something. Okay, this is awesome. I found it. You guys got to check this out. So listen to this. Don't go anywhere. This is an old Native American parable called The Story of the Two Wolves. This is going to make a lot of sense, and it's just super inspirational. So listen to this. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he said to the boy. It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. He continued, the other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too. The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? The old Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed. Tell me if that hit you. The one that wins is the one that you feed. You've got two wolves living inside of you. One is atrocious. The other is grace, is beauty. And they're fighting inside you. So there's that reconciliation. So the one that wins is the one that you feed the most. That's what I mean by how you interpret it, how you look at your mistakes, you look at your failure, you look at your relationships. I'm getting kind of goosebumps here because it's just so powerful. And honey, if you're watching, I just want you to know that I love you more than anything. And thank you so much for being who you are. And thank you so much for just being the most amazing human being I've ever met. And I love you, sweetie. And thank you again. I really appreciate you guys sticking around, and I hope you got a lot out of this video, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. I'm not going to tell you to like or subscribe or anything. I hope you got something out of this, and more to come. Stay tuned. So thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.